I live in a place called Satorn Road, which up until probably Friday had been free of really any demonstrations of anything. I mean, there have been a few soldiers wandering around the place occasionally guarding some of the side roads. Friday night, the road was closed, actually, when I came home from work, and I didn't realize it, but I actually walked through a red barricade. And then once it got dark, there was basically, I'm not a military expert, there was a really loud gun and then some small arms fire going up and down the road. And what appeared to be happening was the protesters were basically taunting the military, who set up a barricade just down the road from the Australian embassy, which is, I'm kind of in between the red shirts and the military, and basically the red shirts were taunting the military, and the military, whenever the red shirts got too near to them, just started, I guess they were firing rubber bullets or something like that, but it was a very loud gun. But last night it was really, I mean, honestly, it was a bit of a spectator sport. You know, there was a few Thai guys standing out sort of on the front end. I was standing behind them, and we were just having some discussions. Tonight it seems to have got a lot more serious. They put out all of the street lights. Nobody's going out anywhere near the road, and I'm certainly not. But you can still hear some fairly loud explosions going up and down the road, and it would appear that the military are trying to push the red shirts back down the road and basically retake the road, is what seems to be happening. I sympathise with one of your early emailers, because I feel like I'm stuck in my apartment. I can go out during the day, but once it gets dark, I can't leave. There's no back entrance on this building, and it's basically street fighting going on out the front at the moment.
Chris, I mean, it's late in the day there now, turning the evening into night. Do things have any sense of calming down at night, or do tensions continue to escalate when darkness falls? I really can't tell you for the rest of the Bangkok. I mean, if I stand out on the back of the balcony this evening, it does seem to be a bit quieter. I can hear gunshots off to the left, and to the left would be kind of central Bangkok. And off to the right, I'm assuming is the battle going on in the street in front of me, in front of my building. It does seem, I don't know, it seems to have got more serious this evening, I would say. Yesterday, it did seem to be more kind of gangs of youths, taunting the military fight, certainly in my part. I was able to get out at the end of the day yesterday, and I actually took a cab out to a place where I could get some food. And out on one of the bridges, there was a whole load of cabs lined up, and my driver was worried because he thought it was a roadblock, but actually it was people just stopped on the bridge looking down at a kind of battle going on underneath, down in central Bangkok. And again, it was just soldiers pushing people back. My sense during the day is, I mean, I can go 2 blocks in one direction and it's all barbed wire and troops. I go 2 blocks in the other direction and it's life as normal. So it does seem to be fairly segmented, but I think some of the key roads are closed, so people are having problems getting around. Certainly I had huge problems getting cabs to come back to my area last night, and I had to walk a good portion of that journey. The government's been saying in the last day or so that it's the protesters instigating the clashes, that the Thai soldiers are under strict instructions not to fire on protesters, but only to defend themselves. I mean, how does that tally with what you have been able to see?
Last night, I would say that was the case. I mean, the only time that the army seemed to be firing was when the protesters came down the road, and I didn't see any protesters get hit by anything. I don't even know if they're firing live ammunition. I can tell you that it was very loud, and I've been reading that everybody's supposed to be firing over their heads. Tonight, I'm not sure what's going on out there because everything's black out in the streets. But as I say, they've turned off all of the utility lighting's gone out tonight. And they're clearly taking some kind of action to try and push it down the road. So I couldn't really say tonight. But I couldn't, last night there were burning tyres out in the street in front of the Australian embassy. Tonight you cannot see anything out there other than you can just hear gunshots.